Okay, doing something different today. First of all, hello Reddit. I am nobody on your internet, also known as Let's Player of Pokemon, apparently on YouTube. Shit. First of all, I pushed the boulder in the wrong area, and then I got into a battle. Anyway, I am a CVS employee. I usually do this crap on the side, and I just want to. There's a lot of things I need to get off my chest. First of all, this is the first video I've made in like several months because of you know the Backstreet Boys tour going on, codename for COVID-19. I sold that from Game Grumps. Shut up. Anyway, I need to get off my accounts of what I am experiencing. So let's start with March. March is when, you know, they announce all the restrictions are gonna start applying to everyone's purchases. You can only buy a certain amount of this, certain amount of that. 1 per household, 2 per household, etc., etc. Okay, so early on in mid-February, I noticed a lot of people buying the masks. People buying them. This was before the restrictions, so a lot of people were buying them before there was a limit. So they were just, oh my god, they were just buying them like crazy. And then the next week, when we finally got some more at the end of February, my dumbass. Well, the way I was seeing it was like, well, I don't know what's going on, but there's no pandemic in America yet, so if they want to stock up on masks, then whatever. I did get this one guy who was like, this is gonna sound weird for me to point out, but it makes sense for me to point out. This was like an Asian Chinese guy. He wanted to clean us out to send it to his family in China, and then he explained that to me. So I said, well, there was no like high demand for it yet. This is just a really weird thing to experience overall, but my dumbass asked him how many did you want to get, and he said, I heard the desperation in his voice. He was like, I'll take them all of them. And then I was like, okay. It was those Curad M45 ones, like the hard plastic ones, or whatever paper they are ones. I'm in Victory Road. I don't remember this fucking place. This is actually one of the ones where it's kind of windy, but anyway. So I sold him $300 of the whole fucking box when we got it during one shipment Tuesday or whatever, Wednesday, whatever day it was. So that happens, and then after that, that's when people started buying like the sanitizer, the Lysol spray, the wipes, like fucking everything. It was all gone. And we did not get any for a long time. Then March hit, and you know there was an order for everyone to stay home. It was kind of like a surprise. It's like everyone's first pandemic, I guess. People acting really afraid bothers me because it's just irrational thinking. It makes people do really stupid stuff and take it out on other people, namely the employees, us. So I was just kind of like looking at what people buy. Like, I'm at work, I'm just gonna go straight home afterwards. I don't care. I didn't really think it was going to affect me directly. Then they had to start reworking our store to accommodate like a lot of people coming in. So at first they Frankensteined this like plastic barrier over our registers. This is actually might be shorter than I think. So they they use like old display headers, you know, the ones like the inserts of the magnets at the bottom that you put over at the end caps. They used that in front of our registers, and then they bought a manager from a different store bought like a plastic board to start putting over their registers. and he like super glued and taped everything, and it looked tacky as fuck, but it was the only thing we could do for a while. And then they put these like round tables that were like 3 or 4 feet high in front of the registers. I've seen pictures on Reddit, or first of all, I started following this Reddit like late April. The only thing keeping me going right now is seeing other people experience this crap from a similar point of view as me. Like, I'm a bit cynical about everything now. I fucking hate everyone. Everyone. I just hate everyone. Everyone reacting in fear, everyone not taking it seriously, everyone. I just hate everyone. And a lot of these things I already felt even before the pandemic. I was getting ready to just like quit CVS in March or so, but then it became really inconvenient to do that. So, oh, Dark Pulse, I don't know who to give that to. So that changed my plan a bit, and we're done. Oh, okay, I guess not. Hold it. So I named my rival in this game Magneto. I don't know why. Because he looks like young Magneto, that's why. Anyway, yeah, the only thing keeping me going is seeing other people talk about this stuff like me. I feel like in my store, I'm just one of the few mostly self-aware employees that is like, you know, a lot of this shit we're kind of going through is kind of dumb. So, I wish we could just tell everyone to just fuck off. So, yeah. I started keeping up with their Reddit. I saw other people were taking pictures of their like store setups. One store, I guess, put up. They put those gray plastic totes in front of the registers, just like all the way up. That's an option, I guess. The pharmacy has the similar like Frankenstein plastic barrier setup. We got better ones early on. It's like these better, sturdier ones, I guess. I forgot what company they're from, but they look super official. I was gonna take a picture of like an example of my register, but I forgot. And now I need somebody who can not get hit by electric attacks. Thank you. So that was fun. I'm hearing like other stores in the area doing. Some stores near me just straight up closed. The mattress store closed. Basically, it was a time when if you're not an essential business, you're not open. Sorry. If you don't sell food or the essential supplies, then you're done. R.I.P. Sorry, dude. It feels like home delivery is becoming way more popular now, and I feel like that will just stay that way, even after the pandemic is called off. Because now some stores might realize, like, you know, we could just operate without an in-store restaurant. Oh well. But anyway, how's it affecting me directly? In terms of me working, I don't feel afraid of getting it. It's already been 2.5 months already. If I was gonna get it, I would have gotten already. But I haven't gotten any sick at all. I've been sanitizing myself, covering myself up. You know, washing my hands like normal. You know, basic sanitary stuff that apparently a lot of people weren't doing, which is funny to think about. The public transportation in my area is a little different now. The buses don't run as frequent. I basically live in California, and this is a state that takes this very seriously, as apparently a little bit more than other states who aren't doing shit You're not helping at all. But once it was mandated that some stores can't be open, a lot of stores just change their hours. Like for example, the IHOP near me closes at like 3:30 and it opens at 7. The Cold Stone near me is only open for 4 hours. Like, how are those guys living? Like, what the fuck? First of all, when there's a pandemic going on, you're gonna get yourself some ice cream. I prefer just let Cold Stone close. I guess in this one's case, it's like an independent owned. They don't really operate by anything else other than what their boss says. This is a tangent. I'm not gonna go into it, but I would prefer that they just close, get unemployment somehow, and so that they can live without having to go near people. And a lot of stores are limiting how many people can come in, especially food stores. I live right next to a Costco that it gets lined up and lines outside of it every day. And oddly enough, the Nothing Bundt cakes near me, they're getting lines outside of it. Like, there's real food everyone could be getting, but my first thought was, okay, well, Mother's Day is coming up, but they were getting lines ahead of it even before Mother's Day. Like, people were getting cake to eat. What the fuck? I made it. I thought I was gonna lose a lot. Okay, I had to do some restocking here, but there's a fight coming up. Oh wait, maybe not. I thought there was a fight here. Anyway, working at CVS during this has taken a toll on my personal life so far. It kind of sucks because I started hating working for CVS since last year, and I was looking for other options. I finally got. Oh, so what I did was I applied for Target overnight stocking because I'm done with people. I'm done with customer service. I hate them all, and I just need something different, or else I'm going to fucking snap. And so what I did was I applied to Target during a seasonal, like it was like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, when they were mass hiring like they always do. And I got to stay, which was good, but the hours aren't too great right now. I mentioned in a post that some days I get like 4 days, and other weeks I get gosh, like 1 or 2 days, and sometimes it's like the 4.5 hour shift. It's like, well, I can't live on this. So I had to rock both jobs for a while to pay off her credit card, and then when my credit card was paid off, I was trying to budget myself or just trying to like do the math on, okay, if I drop CVS, what would I need to make to, you know, live? So oh, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, then because what my shift was like basically was when I told my boss I was getting a second job, she was like, this is my old boss. Oh great, a critical hit. She was like, oh, why are you getting a second job? She was all nervous. So I'm like, well, I need to pay off my credit card, and I'm basically living paycheck to paycheck here, so I need to stop that. God damn it, with the confuse rate. I said, my new schedule, I'm only gonna be here from 11 to 8. I don't want to do openings anymore. That's my phone. I was the opening guy. Okay, so I'm the most, how do I say this without sounding lame? I'm the most woke cashier at my store. Everyone else just kind of takes it. Oh my god, just fucking kill him already. I might have to start over, but I know like how to solve almost every situation. I know my store's like skeleton code override. It's not like a manager code. It's, you know, it's like it used to be 1 and then 11111. Some stores have it as a 0 and then all zeros or whatever they use. But I know that code for my store. I need it to get out of voids, and I sometimes override coupons that like sound like they should go through, but for some reason don't. And there was that weird time where they blocked. What the fuck? Confusion is the worst thing in the world. Anyway, have you ever noticed that like total based coupons or price requirement ones, like 10 off of 40 would conflict with 5 off 15 of vitamins, and they just both wouldn't work at the same time, and I hate having to explain to them that. They're like, but I'm getting vitamins. I was like, yes, I know. But I'm getting over $40 worth of vitamins. Yes, I know. But it doesn't work. You can't use them both at the same time. I don't sugarcoat things anymore. It's just I speak with realness in my voice. And some people don't like that, but it's the most straightforward I can be without being like, oh, that is weird. I don't know why that didn't work. I better call a manager. Like, I don't like playing dumb. Like, I can see on the register why it didn't work, and I can work it out in my head, so I can just tell you it. But I just hate pretending like I don't know what's going on, so whatever. So basically my life for a while was work 11 to 8. Sometimes I would go to Target right after because I need to be there, so I can get in at 10 o'clock, and then I work until sometimes 5 or 6 in the morning. During the holidays, they really like it when you stay a full shift. So I used to do 10 to 7 o'clock, and then I get off there, I go home, I sleep for like an hour, and then I have to go to CVS at 11:30 in the morning. And I just did that until from November until like January or so. It kind of sucked. That's the best way I can put it, and it sucks. Especially since I was kind of over working for CVS, I was just waiting for hours to pick up so I could just stop going. But please don't kill me. Thank you. And then my boss at the time goes, well, you know, if you weren't union, I could pay you whatever you want and you could stay. I'm like, yeah. I've been trying to make it sound like it's a bad thing that we're union, first of all. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, well, yeah, if we weren't union, you'll also be able to fuck me. Kind of like you are now, CVS. Jesus Christ. I finally win. I got the speed boost, or the special attack boost. Hopefully he doesn't send out a stronger or a faster Pokemon. Okay, so real quick, what I'm doing, I played this game before a long time ago. But normally on my channel I play like Mega Man's Jumping Suit style games. That's the name of my channel. But on occasion, I'm trying something like a B-side. That's what most people do. Like there's just like some other game on there just to have variety. It's kind of like what I'm doing. This is a lot less strenuous, so I can actually have a conversation with nobody. So all I'm doing is pressing A and B pretty much because it's battling, you know. So I can actually talk about stuff. Now, who's here? Prickly G. No, I can't put that guy in. Let's just do that again. The good news is Giraffe Rig is kind of fast, but he's not gonna be able to kill Jinx. was gonna say. So yeah, CVS Now. Okay, so around the time around the time I got a job at Target, they rolled out Care Pass. I've already said my thoughts on Care Pass on other videos, but Care Pass sucks. It just fucking sucks. On the subject of our store being union, recently their rep told me that they're not allowed to do that snivelly shit that other managers are doing. Like, okay, every time I see a Reddit post with like a text from their manager saying like, okay guys, 3 care passes a requirement per day, like that shit does not work at it under union. Like they can't do that. They can't even say that, even if it's not true. Whatever corporate or their DM, the district manager, is telling them, whatever pressure they're putting them through is super not fair, because you can feel the secondhand pressure if you're working under the manager, and god damn it, it's just got to be awful. I don't like the tactics they're making us do, because before our union even negotiated that rule, they told us to do things like, oh, just never say that it's a payment per month, and don't call it a service. Don't just make it sound like exactly what it's not, and spend 20 minutes at the register and be the cause of your own reason. Well, okay, be the cause of your own reason. Be the cause of long lines at the register. Like, no, why would I want to do that? Just no. I've said it in a different Reddit post, but I'm like a fast cashier. I don't really do small talk, because a lot of things people say to me are kind of bullshit anyway. For example, during the virus thing, when it was new, I got a lot of people telling me like, it's not really a virus, just as a government conspiracy to like kill old people. I was like, okay, great. First of all, it started in China, so you're wrong. Whether they withheld information from us or not, it didn't originate here, so you're already wrong. I got another lady who told me, she happened to be black, whatever, but she told me that black people don't actually get this, it's only white people. And this isn't actually a virus, it's actually a curse, a witch mouth, if you will, is what her exact wording was. She said, it ain't no virus, you need to go back where it came from, somebody need to put it back. I'm like, sure, yeah, that's what the pastor in Africa said. Like, I'm not religious, and I don't care what the fuck you're talking about, lady. I don't know how to fight this guy. Why does he have executor? Oh, I guess it's for sidekick. I don't know, dude. This is okay. So another thing I'm doing in this playthrough, I'm using Pokemon I've never used before, and I don't like any of them, and it's been really hard. I'm surprised I even got this far, but I actually right now I have no option against this thing, so we will see what we can do. And when I'm reading anything pertaining to Carapace, I'm like, God, I'm so sorry for you guys, because here's the thing, I stopped asking when I realized it was actually holding me back for my speed of service that I'm a little bit proud of. Like, when everyone else... Okay, so for example, I have a new hire who started in, I don't know, June or so. And then when Carapace rolled out in like September or October or whatever, whenever it did, that was one of the second things she learned was how to sell Carapace, and that became her entire job. And it's like, she doesn't have my tenure there, so she wouldn't think to say, this isn't what I was hired to do, this is bullshit, like me, like the rest of us. But the thing is, it's just normal to her. She just sees it as part of the job. Like, it's not. We're not like those miserable fucks at GameStop whose entire like job revolves around selling pre-orders. You know, those quotas kind of like well, there they actually just let you go. So you're not getting enough pre-orders. Bye. It's gonna happen to us. It's happening. I've never heard of anyone. Well, first they say they're gonna write you up, and then 3 write-ups for anything, you go home forever. Bye. You didn't sell enough Carapaces. You're not a fucking salesman. Bye. Doesn't matter how good you are, if a cashier you are, how reliable you are, or anything. Bye. And that pissed me off just thinking about it. So since November, I just stopped asking. Every time they say, "Oh, that's a crit, baby, a crit." Every time they ask me, "Hey, Andre, how many?" Shit, I did a name drop. Oh well, who cares? So what? Who cares? I'm singing how I like. I'm singing through my mic. I just thought every time they ask me how many I've got, I say 0. I have none. I guess nobody wants it. Or I don't even say that. I just say none. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, try to get 1 before you leave, okay?" It's like, it's not a matter of trying. It's a matter of like, someone has to want this. And the way they think about it is, well, if they ask everyone, they're bound to get a few. But you can't have every transaction be a 12-minute commercial. It's not good for a shopping experience for anybody. Oh, come on. It's fucking slow, bro. What's wrong with you? Gonna have to put in the big boy. How much damage? I used the wrong move. And now we're boned. Okay. And you know, Chikorita is the worst starter. And that's what makes this this playthrough so hard. Like, I swear to God, it's harder than a Nuzlocke when you pick fucking Chikorita. Like, what do you do with that thing? It doesn't even get Giga Drain. You can't get Energy Ball right now. It's just what? I'm gonna do this to you. Wait, it has own tempo. Fuck. I hate. Well, at least it doesn't have any physical attacks, which is good. And it can't kill for shit, apparently. What if I do this? And I've never got a write-up. And because I don't know exactly how it works, but if you don't throw a Carapace for a whole month, they can write you up for that. And then 3 months, and you don't sell any Carapaces, that's when you like go. And I guess their logic is, well, if they're always asking, it'll be impossible for them to not sell Carapaces for 3 consecutive months. So what's the dealio? The dealio is, some of us don't give a shit. I'll be okay if they actually do that to me. I just have to. I mean, I have a contingency plan. Target's not giving me enough hours, but I could do commissions for arts on other platforms, because that's what I do on the side. And the other thing is, I don't feel like I have an identity anymore outside of work, and that's the mental toll it's been taking on me. Like, I'm not, you know, guy who plays video games and does art and has fun with friends. I'm guy who works like 60 hours a week and then he sleeps, and then he does this for 10 years and he dies. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I've been working at CVS since 2015, and I gotta tell these 4 stories that eventually just broke me. So these are the Karens and the Kevins, both names of I had heard for the first time since using Reddit. I never heard anyone describe someone as a Karen, but when I saw that used in a sentence, I know exactly what this person is talking about. It's just generic names used for, you know, the I want to see your manager type of people. Just fuck off. Shut up, phone. Okay. Okay, so number 1. Little bit of context. Our store had a really bad cart problem, just like keeping carts. I live in a part of town that is pretty... I don't know the population, but I'm gonna say the homeless population is about 18%. Gotta be. Like, there's no way it's not. Based on how many I'm around. Like, you can't go down the street without seeing someone sleeping in the bushes, or I don't know, like a tent or something. It's not as bad as it is in downtown where I'm at, but you know, a lot of unfortunate people out there who do desperate things, who do stupid things. It's just not having a good time. I have some empathy, but that dwindled over time. So anyway, we would get a lot of carts, and then they would be lined up, you know, in the cart return. I'm not even saying that the homeless people are the entire problem, first of all. A lot of our customers who use the cart don't bring it to the cart return. We don't have cart fetchers. We're not like Ralph's or Target or Walmart. We don't have a fancy, like, we don't even have a, you know, a pole. We don't even have a section in the parking lot for our cart return. Ralph's has one. You know, all the other places have one, but ours is just, if you can see a cart, have fun. But nobody brings them back. They're always left in the parking lot, and when they're left in the parking lot overnight, they get dragged away by homeless people using it for like their, you know, cargo trucks or whatever the fuck. You know, they have all their shit in their bags in them. And then, so this one should be easy. I'm gonna save here just in case. So there's times when we just have no carts, and you get like a Karen who comes in like, "Where are your carts?" And I'm like, "They're all gone. Homeless people took them." And customers, they don't bring them back. And you're like, "Well, I can't shop here. What am I supposed to do?" I'm like, "I don't know. There's nothing I can do." There's literally nothing I can do. I can't pull them out of my ass. Do we have... There's a cart return company. Please die. If this guy doesn't die, then Giraffe is the bootiest psychic type of them all. I don't have a fire coverage, so this is gonna be bad. So yeah, when we run out of carts, sometimes there's a service provided by the shopping center we are in. They don't go very far or try that hard. Also, they get it for both Ralph's and the our CVS. So, but whenever they do get our carts, so they only find like 1 or 2, and then those are gone in like 2 days from, I don't know, whoever. Toxic spikes. Huh. It's a little early for some metagame stuff. Nose. Okay, Fortress is a a giant. He's a giant metal bug. So why is he not that heavy? I'm gonna use rock slide. Okay. Sudowoodo sucks also. But one day, this was like the beginning of December. I got this old ass Karen who who stormed in, said, "Where are your carts?" I said, "We have none. I'm sorry. We have baskets if you want a basket." She said, she started ranting to me like it was my personal fault, which I absolutely don't like, especially when it's out of my control. Like, if it was something that I could actually own up to, like, oh, there was a tag that somebody didn't take off during taking down tags on Saturday, or there was something in the wrong spot on the shelf. I mean, a lot of the times those might not be my fault, but I'll know how to fix that. It's not like that. If there's no physical carts, I can't do anything for you. Then she started ranting to me like I'm the decision maker. Why don't you do what Ross does and put poles on your carts, huh? Why don't you be like Rite Aid, huh? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And then I exploded. I said, look, we don't have any carts. There's home people take them, and then people like you who shop here don't put them back. So that's why we have no carts. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. This is great. This is great. This is just great. I can't do anything. She wasn't like Mobility Mary. First of all. But she was definitely annoying. So this is the first time I can't talk to you anymore. I have to walk away because I can feel my body like tensing up and my heart rate increasing. I was getting super fucking mad because this person would fuck off and it wasn't my fault. And there's lots of times where I have to tell people we have no carts and they usually take it pretty well, but this one had something fucking else to say, and I was like, this is the reason why they invented Boomer. You know, just these old assholes who just love complaining about things and then making you feel bad even though it's not your fault. It's just, god damn it. I wanted to die. Okay, that was person number 1. I guess these all took place in December, and that was kind of when I realized I don't want to do this anymore. But number 2 in December, it was another old lady. I don't know, I have this problem with old ladies. They're just such cunts. In my area, not all the time, not everyone, but I don't know, something's wrong. Something's gotta give. Please don't hurt yourself. Okay. She went in the store, she bought her things, she had a cart this time, whatever. And then she came to the register and I rang her out. I barely said a damn word. I didn't even know she was gonna be like this until like halfway through the transaction. She started giving me her coupons and I let her know that some of them don't work. And she was like, what? What do you mean they don't work? I just got them. I haven't been at my house in years. I just got to San Diego. San Diego's not San Diego what it is anymore. Spoiler, I live in San Diego. I had nothing to do with this, so I'm just like, okay, great. Your total is this. And I kind of just ignored it, because what else was I going to do? You're complaining about the city as a whole. How am I supposed to care? Oh, for fuck's sake. Also, evasion is the second worst thing in the world. As soon as I get, I don't know if it's my luck, but as soon as they get off one double team, it's just, it's over. So she didn't, I did a breakdown of her total because she didn't like the total. She said it was too high. So I said, you got this is how much that was. You got this, that's how much that was. I had to do that. It was annoying. And then I pretty much answered all of her dumb questions in a straightforward way. I was like, well, why does this work? I was like, because of this. Why does this work? Because of that. And then she said, I don't like you very much. Because, you know, people who are right, fuck them, I guess. Go ahead, be mad at me for doing my job well. Fuck you. As you can tell, I have a pretty big potty mouth. Oh, I can't have crunch. Well, its attack isn't very high anyway. But it doesn't have any boosting moves either, so it's just not even gonna be a good time if I do that. Whatever. Yes, give up on crunch. I'm gonna crunch. So, and then halfway through the transaction, she didn't hear what I said. And I told her, in our state, in California, it's 10 cents for a bag. That's been in place for like since 2017. Okay. Another fun thing about emulating this. First of all, I'm not playing this illegally. I'm playing this on a legally obtained MSI computer. All right, so calm down. I don't know why, but it does this on the emulator. It just jumbles up the sprites, and they look like fucking Undertale monsters. And she was like, what? That's outrageous. I never paid for a bag in years. What's happening to the city? It's like, it's not the city, it's the entire state. And then she got snippy with me and mocked me. I was like, you're a grown-ass woman. What are you mocking me for? And then as she walked away, I said, have a good day, ma'am, or so help me. Because I was so ready to explode. And I was just glad that the transaction was over. And then she said, well, you know what? You're mumbling. Remember, this is America, not Africa. And I was just like, ugh. I wanted to get a cane from the back and just beat her car and smash her fucking windshield in. I was so mad. That was number 2. Number 3. Number 3 was it was a lady doing a return. This was, like I said, this mostly took place in December. People buy a lot of gifts, not maybe like they buy a lot of electronics around this time, I guess. It's not normally things we sell either. They'll come like once a year and they're gone. This case was those Gentech earbuds. And then there's like another brand. There's like Soundscape, or I don't know. Wait, this is Fighting Man. I don't even remember fighting the poison guy. It's just, that was like a blur. Oh, you have to experience share. Yeah, you need that. Everybody else is fine. Oh, let's do something fun. Like this. Like muck. Anyway. She was returning those Gentech earbuds, which when she bought them, they were full price. Then later in the year, they went on clearance and they went from $24 to $14.99. I guess they were half off, or some kind of percent off. They weren't full price when I did the refund. And she didn't have a receipt. First of all, CVS with no receipt return policy is bullshit. If you don't have the receipt, you're done. Like, you don't get to return that anymore. I don't care where you go. We don't have, especially CVS doesn't have a freaking database of looking up transactions. All they have to go by is a receipt. We're not like fucking Walmart, you can just look it up by your credit card number, your name, or whatever. It's just, if you don't have the receipt, you're getting extra credit. So she didn't have the receipt. So I said, emphasis on said. Okay, so since you don't have the receipt, you can only get store credit. Is that okay? She said yes. So I scanned her ID, I scanned the item, and then god damn it, and then And then I told her how much it was going to be store credit. She was like, well, I bought this for like $24. Okay, well, the system said it's going to be this much without the receipt. She said, okay. So I got the CVS store credit and I ran it through. And then all of a sudden I hear, wait a minute, that's not right. How come it's this? How come it's less? I said, well, the policy is if you return something without store credit, you get the lowest value of it within 60 days, which means so she said, well, how come it's 15 instead of 24? And I said, well, it must have gone on sale between when you bought it and when you returned it just now, so that's how much it is. And she said, well, I bought it at full price. I was like, yeah, I know, so but you can't get that for right now. It must have gone on, it was on sale at some point. She was like, what? Show me when it was on sale. I was like, I can't show you that, but that's exactly why it's not as much as it is. So, and I already did the store credit, so I was like, I'm not gonna re-ring it up or whatever, but then she said, I don't have any PP restore. Oh great. Oh great, just great. So she was complaining about like the principle of the matter. The principle, like, okay, whatever, but I told you all of this already and you said okay. She said, well, I wasn't listening. I was like, that's when I snapped. I was like, oh, I wasn't listening. You were listening to me. That's your fault, not mine. I did my job right. So I don't care what happens now. You're taking the store credit. Bye. And then she's like, I want to talk to the manager. So as I'm yelling at her, one of the shift managers comes next to me. He's like, Andre, I got this. I got this. I got this. So I stormed out of there. I didn't like leave the store, but I just left the register and went to the break room. I'm sitting down like, fuck this. I don't deserve to, like, you know, be just fucked with on a daily basis by customers. Like, god damn it. I needed to cool off. I couldn't do this. Keep in mind, I've been putting up with this for 5 years, so eventually it was gonna catch up to me mentally. So just Christ. I don't know what he did. He basically, a lot of the time, customer gets upset and I tell them I usually uphold some sort of policy or rule in effect, and they get mad. The shift manager says exactly what I say and then they're okay with it. It's just like, what? How come when they say it, it's just, you accept it, but when I say it, I'm just a cashier that doesn't know anything, even though I've been here for fucking years, and they take their word and not mine. It's like, what am I even here for? So that was number 3. Number 4 customer. This was in like the middle of March. Yeah. So it was just a guy. It was an old guy. I don't know. Now that I think about it, it might just be me. No, because the girl returning the earbuds wasn't that old either. But the last guy was an old guy. All he did was buy 2 boxes of cereal. I asked for his card. It was a normal transaction, basically. At the end, he got the receipt. And he notices there's no coupons on there. And he's like, well, where's the coupons? I'm like, well, you didn't get any this time. So I try to ask him things like, usually if you buy something within the same week, you don't get as long as a receipt. Christ, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have enough PP to handle all this stuff. So, what I did to check to see if he was actually getting them or not. Now, sometimes people don't realize that they have digital coupons. You know, when you go on like their account and it says digital, both, or paper or print. Some people have it set to both and they don't remember. So I asked for your card. I asked for his card again, so I could check. He's like, "What are you asking me for? How come every time I come in here, you look at me like I'm from Mars?" I'm like, I haven't even seen this guy before in my life, so I don't even know why he's saying that. Even if I had seen him before, it's not enough times where I would remember what. It's not enough times where I would go like, I do like always look at you like you're from Mars, because I would remember that shit. So I didn't know what he was talking about, and I didn't really say anything. He just kept getting more and more mad, and he was like, "Who's the manager? Is he the manager right there?" And it was the assistant manager next to me. So I was like, "Yeah, he's right there." I was remaining calm because I know I did nothing wrong. So basically I just told him, well, you don't always get it, so you don't always get that huge ribbon of coupons, like not all the time. And then he was telling my assistant manager, I come here, I buy this much all the time, I spend so much here, and I didn't get any coupons this time. What's the problem? Do we need to fix something or what? And I told him, like, sir, it's not based on any of that. And he tells me, shut up! And then my assistant manager is telling him just garbage, and I knew he was gonna do that. He's just gonna say shit to make it so he goes away. He's not gonna tell him the answer. So when he told me to shut up, I said quiet. I was like, fine. I want to see how the manager handles this, and he was fumbling his words because the guy was making him nervous, because of course he was. And I forgot what I said here. But okay, no, I didn't say anything. But the guy was like, "This guy doesn't know anything. He always looks at me weird." And I'm just like, I'm sitting right there. I said, "Don't test me, sir," because it's just like I'm right here and you're shit talking me in front of my face. Not okay, especially since I was on edge anyway from like everyone else being weird during the pandemic, and this was before we had to like mandate everyone who comes in wear a mask. So right after I tell him, "Don't test me, sir," he says, "Blow it out your ass," and he starts rambling some more. I stop everyone in their tracks. I just say, "Fuck you," and I just walk or just run away from the register. And my boss was there, assistant manager was there, regulars who seen me before, who knew I don't act like this ever, saw me all say this, and I didn't care. I just walked away because I can't. That was the final straw. When you say "fuck you" to a customer in front of everyone, that's it. I thought I was gonna get ran up. I thought a lot of things were gonna happen, and I just had to cool off because, and my power fantasy was that I wish I could just do that and walk out and never come back. And I posted the story on Reddit in reply to someone else's, so I get mostly overshadowed. But anyway, someone told me, well, you technically could have done that right there. Like, putting in a 2 weeks notice is just a common courtesy. But if you've had enough, just fuck it, just go. And if you got another option that is gonna like put you out of home or whatever, then do it. But it would be very inconvenient for me right now to just do something like that. Well, Sudowoodo has high attack or high defense, and Onyx does not have high attack. So I mean, look at that. That was pitiful. How did I win? I ran out of PP for Psychic, and I don't know. So later, so the thing is, I have a different boss now. My old boss got fired for other reasons. It had nothing to do with Carafast or anything. I think just one day, or apparently my assistant manager had an out for her for a long time, and she's trying to get her out of here. So I guess she did something bad one day, and he called HR on her, and then she was just gone like the next day. And we didn't have a manager for a while until we got a new one. The new manager, who doesn't know me very well, saw me say that to a customer, and then she called me up to the office and we all had a talk. I pretty much said, look, I'm at my wit's end here. I'm sick of being treated like this for customers, so I said what I said. I don't regret it at all. And they said, well, look, you're not in trouble or anything. The last thing I want is for you to feel like abused or anything by customers, but when we do things that make us seem unprofessional, it looks bad on us as a whole store. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I made everyone else look bad. It's kind of like, I don't care about that. You know, why should I? Why should I care about a store, or a company rather, that lets customers talk like this to us and then they walk away with a fucking gift card in the mail? Like, how? How do I care? How do I prevent myself from snapping? And she was like, well, it's just, whenever that happens, just calmly tell them someone will be right with them. And, you know, don't, I understand you're very stressed. Everyone's stressed, whatever. I guess I could have healed. Is he gonna die? No, he's not gonna die from poison. So, and I remember this because I had this exact same conversation with my old boss, who, this is over the lady with the earbuds, and I had an episode there. Oh, I had an episode. What am I saying? She had an episode. That customer, that Karen, excuse me. Because my old boss was telling me the exact same conversation. That hey, she just want you know that you're valuable, and oh great, you're valuable, and I just want you to know that, so don't be mad, okay? That was basically the whole conversation. And she was like, cause like, you're my photo guy. She was trying to make it sound like I'm useful. And I was like, I exploded there too, cause at my store, I mostly run the photo area because no one else knows how to do shit. I was the only one who knew how to do photo cubes, panels, magnets. None of that shit is hard either. I had to teach myself all of those things by just reading the directions. Nobody else wants to do that. They just go on, hey, there's a magnet, can you do it? Like, you can do it also. I don't know how to do it. It's like, Christ, the directions are on the fucking kit. What's so hard about it? So, and then it was Christmas time, so everyone's ordering pictures, and it's getting backed up the hill like every day. So one day I came in and I was just there for like the first 2 hours just getting all the photo orders, and I had people asking me questions about the kiosk, things that they're supposed to use themselves anyway. And that was just my whole day that day. And I was mad because I was the only one doing this. They wait for me to get there to fix everything instead of like trying to do it before I get there. It's like, hey, could you get the photos? They're all backed up. Like, what the fuck were you guys doing all day? Why wait for me to do the photo cubes? You guys should know how to do this already. And then, so I said, okay, I don't care that I'm the photo guy. Why am I the one who knows how to do everything? Everyone else should be able to cross-train on this. She was like, okay, I agree. And that was the last thing she said to me. Is like, I just want you to know you're valuable. And the other thing that made me mad was, I know I'm kind of on a tangent, but I was talking about my new manager telling me the same stuff, but she told me that my old manager told me that, like, be careful how you act, because it could impact the surveys. I mean, we don't want that to happen. It's like, I know I get good surveys. Every time there's like a bad one, it's one of those bullshit ones. I posted a picture of it on Reddit. It was one of those ones that are like, well, the one I posted was about the shortages we're getting. And it's stupid surveys like that. Like, that had nothing to do with me as a cashier. So I don't care about the surveys if they're not going to be representative of us all the time. They're usually just used as a complaint column for customers. So it's unfair when our scores are like 78. It's like, it's not really a 78. It's just a lot of the surveys are bullshit that they don't retract from our overall score. And one of the ones during that time in like February with my old manager, it was like, it was a 0 in the first, it was a paragraph long sentence on my transaction. And the first sentence was, I was at the Minute Clinic, and I was like, this already has nothing to do with me. I don't care what the surveys say anymore if they're gonna put the shit like this. So what? So what? Yeah. Oh, I do have elixirs. What the fuck? That changes everything. Everything's gonna be okay. I can't believe I didn't realize I had elixirs the whole time. So as my new boss was telling me this exact same conversation, I remembered that, and it's like, I could care less about the surveys if they're not going to be accurate. So, and especially if they make me mad, then whatever. It was weird was that one of the shift managers told me, like, hey, try not to tell them the solution right away, because they might get mad, and they don't like hearing the right answer first. It's like, they're mad, they want to hear something from someone, or whether they get corrected on it or not, I don't care, but I'll tell them why something is happening, so that we can, if they calm down, then great. If they're not, then oh well, I told them the reason why something is happening. So whatever. I don't have revives anymore. I have one max revive. I'm probably gonna lose in this episode, but that's okay. It's more about the story. It's all about the battle. It's all about the... I know, I don't wanna... Okay, who is this? This is the dark type woman. So... I better just save that. She has Umbreon too. Umbreon's annoying. But anyway, one of the more recent surveys we got was like, it was over the shortages, and the guy it was a guy. A lot of people think it's a Karen on the comment chain, but it was a guy. It said, fix the shortage issue. Stop telling us what everyone else is and fix it. Limit us. It said like, it said something weird. It said, give us rationings on our extra care card. What does that even mean? Rationings on your extra care card? What? If you're already limiting what things people can buy, it's just you don't realize you're in a population of like fucking 600,000 people. So, you know, everyone shopping at this one CVS, there's gonna be something's unavailable. Like, God, some people think they're the only people in the universe. And, like, no, you're not. Christ. Now, I wish that killed because I don't have any other plans. And this, I didn't really interact with this guy that much, but another customer pet peeve, like incarnate, is someone. This is guy, right? He's a Kevin. He buys prescriptions here, so he thinks he's hot shit. So I don't know how much he spends, but for some reason, it gives him the impression that he's allowed to treat us like shit, and the pharmacy like shit. So, there was one day where, oh god, this is agony. He was getting vitamins. It was like pain relief stuff. And has anyone seen those promos that say like, oh, buy a big version, oh, buy 100 count or higher and get a 24 count of something for free? A lot of people misread that as, oh, buy one get one free. They don't read. Great things happen when we read. These motherfuckers don't read. So he just gets 2 vitamins or 2 pain relief things that are like 100 counts, and I ring it up, and he's like, when am I supposed to be free? And I've seen that coupon before, and I knew this happens a lot, so I said, oh, it's for the 24 count. Did you want to get that one instead? Because another thing you want to do is always give them an option, so they can't be mad when you just say, like, oh, it doesn't work. You give them an option, and be like, okay, I'll take the option, or I don't. So shut the fuck up. He was like, no, that's not right. That's not right. It said buy one get one free. So I walk over there. I show him. It says 24 count. So, so what's the dealio? So what's the dealio? Are you gonna live? No, you died. Thanks. That's Mock. Thanks a lot. I can use this guy. You can't use Shadow Ball on him. And you missed. That's great. I was not prepared to do anything if you actually hit that. So this guy goes to my shift manager, who's like, just like a normal person, you know? We're all just normal ass people in fucking CVS. And people act like we can just tell corporate directly, hey, change this right now. So he's like, I don't like the wording of this coupon or of this deal, and I brush prescriptions here all the time, and this guy always threatens to change pharmacies like almost every time, and he thinks he can scare us by name dropping our district. He thinks he can scare us by dropping our district manager's name, and like, oh, I'm gonna tell blank about this. I'm like, and you know, this guy thinks he's a fucking influencer. He thinks, I don't know, this is the only guy I've seen act like this. He thinks just because he buys prescriptions here, he owns the economy of the entire city. It's like he fucking doesn't. And I don't know, this guy's has like a weird power trip every time he comes in. And one of these days I'm gonna let him have it. I don't care what happens to me. I have a second job. I'll be fine. But the thing is, as much as I say I want to quit and just storm out, I have totally been there where someone just stops coming and like shifts have to be picked up, and it's awful. You know, I've had not like walkouts, but just the next day someone's like, I'm not coming, or they don't even call, they just stop coming. And I can low kick you now. Oh my god. Because we have had 2 dudes like overtime just stop coming, and they were like part-time people, so I don't know what they had a different option, or if they got sick of it sooner than I did. If they did, I totally get it. But there was another time where we had 2 hires who were like, they were women. It has nothing to do with anything, but they were great hires. One of them was just like getting good surveys like left and right. They were like getting hundreds. Everyone liked her. The other one, same thing, kind of. They were quickly, they learned from me, so I know they did good. Just kidding. But the other one was getting promoted to shift manager, and that was great. It was like, okay, these guys are awesome. But then when they stopped coming, cause surprise, they're both Navy spouses to other dudes, and they're getting restationed, so they stopped coming. And it's like, fuck. How did that happen? How did we hire 2 Navy spouses who just stopped coming on the same day? What? Look, it's Karen. Fucking Karen. This fucking Karen using goddamn bioplume in the store. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna put everyone to sleep with that thing. Christ. God. And why is her name Karen? That's not like darkness related at all. Okay. Maybe it is. I considered this. Maybe it is. All Karens are born from darkness. And as darkness, so shall ends. I hope he's faster. And I don't know if this will kill, because I don't really know how this works. Okay, alright. Sure. Prickly G! That's a lot of experience. You better not waste it. But see, that's the only thing that's preventing me from just, like, stop coming. The morality of it. If it gets to the point where I get in another heated thing, then maybe I will just walk out, because that'll be the only satisfying thing to do. And I'm gonna lose, and that's okay. So wait, I need to actually see what that move does. Okay, if the foe's HP is about down to half, this attack will double the power. It's basically a... Brine is basically a finisher move in case you don't like 2-hit kill something. It's kind of pointless. Why would you use a move that doesn't 1-hit kill something? I don't know. Are you gonna live? Oh, you lived! Wow, alright. Alright, gotten poisoned. Alright. Things are gonna be okay. Maybe. And... we're boned. A lot of Gen 2 Pokemon suck. Turns out. Not that he's under-leveled or anything, they just suck. Now he's poisoned. Which I can use my items anyway. See what happens. Anyway, more about CVS. I pretty much talked about everything already. It's just, I feel good reading through Reddit while at work behind the counter. It's just like, what's going on? It's like talking to mass brethren. And it's kind of, it feels good. I don't know why. Just knowing that, like, there's other people either suffering like me or saying that they're doing better by not staying at CVS anymore. That gives me hope. Or anyone else, like, finding little pet peeves about CVS in general, like finding expired shit in the shipments. Oh, in the shipments. You know, I always did candy, the checkout candy, and I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this. God damn it. It's just, I hate everyone, and I don't know what to do. I just need to get out my stories, because I just had to. I don't know. I don't know! I'm insane, but not yet crazy. That's the point I'm trying to make here. I'm just gonna beat this guy. I'm gonna beat this Karen. If not, I'm just gonna end the video there. But yeah, a lot of my videos are me talking about work stories. That's how I am. That's how I am now. I think I said this already. I'm turning into a monster. It doesn't feel very good. Are you going to... No, okay, you didn't. But that's gonna kill me. Well, a lot of my videos, I tell work stories because this channel isn't really a Let's Play channel. I mean, it is, but a lot of my videos are just video diaries, or I happen to play a game on top of it. So if you want to learn more about this guy, another person like you working at CVS and also hating it, watch or don't. I have no viewership, so nothing will change.